Before her death, Teresa revealed a disturbing secret. No one has captured the public imagination. Like her, the greatest destroyer of peace is the cry of the innocent unborn child, Mother Teresa. An icon of compassion, love, and mercy will forever be remembered in history. She created a legacy. However, behind her selfless acts, there was a dark secret that tormented her soul. Undoubtedly, the most self-sacrificing person I have ever met. I don't think there is any human being who doesn't believe in God. The world worshipped her as a living saint. Whispers of a hidden darkness followed her every step. However, before she passed away, she revealed something terrifying that shook the foundation of her legacy. What was this revelation? A dark past, a hidden sin, or a truth too powerful to ignore? Join us as we unravel Mother Teresa's revelations. Number 1. Mother Teresa, also known as Saint Teresa of Calcutta, since 2016, has a complex and multifaceted public image. She received widespread admiration for her selfless charitable work, which earned her the prestigious Nobel Peace Prize. For her efforts to combat poverty and distress considered threats to peace throughout her life. She was celebrated and recognized with numerous awards and honorary titles, consistently ranking among the most admired people in the world. Many Catholics hold her in high esteem, considering her a saint and seeking her intercession. However, with the accolade, Mother Teresa also faced significant criticism. Some expressed concerns about the quality of medical care provided by her organization. There were suggestions that certain deathbed baptisms were forced conversions, and she was accused of having connections to colonialism, racism, and questioned public figures. However, she never said a word. But before her death, she broke her silence and revealed a terrifying secret. Number 2. Mother Teresa's journey to India began with her birth under the name Anis Ganga Boyu on August 26, 1910, in Skopje, Ottoman Empire. She was baptized the day after her birth in Skopje, and later considered August 27th to be her real birthday. Mother Teresa was the youngest daughter of Nicol Androphile Buaku. Her father, who was involved in the politics of the Albanian community, died in 1919 when she was 8 years old. In her early years, she developed a deep fascination for the stories of missionaries and their selfless service in Bengal. By the age of 12, she had already decided to dedicate herself to religious life. This unwavering determination was only strengthened on the auspicious day of August 15, 1928, while praying at the holy shrine of the Black Madonna in Lace, a place he frequented on his pilgrimages at the age of 18. In 1928, she said goodbye to her home and began a journey to join the Sisters of Loreto at the Loreto Monastery in Rathfarnham Island. Her aim was to learn English, as it was the language of instruction for the Sisters of Loreto in India, where she aspired to become a missionary. Sadly, she never saw her mother or sister again, as her family lived in Skopje until 1934, before moving to Toronto. In 1929, she finally arrived in India and began her novitiate in the serene city of Darjeeling, among the majestic low mountains of the Himalayas. It was there that he learned Bengal and began teaching at St. Teresa's School, located near his convent. On the memorable day of May 24, 1931, she took her first religious vows, inspired by the patron saint of missionaries, Therese of Lisieux. Adopting the name Therese, however, as another nun in the convent had already chosen this name. She decided to honor it by using the Spanish spelling number 3. Mother Teresa's missionary call came to fruition when she took her solemn vows on May 14, 1937, while working as a teacher at the Loreto Convent School in Ental, east of Kolkata. Adopting the title Mother, according to Loreto tradition, she dedicated almost 2 decades to the school and was appointed principal in 1944. Although she enjoyed teaching, Mother Teresa felt increasingly disturbed by the poverty in Kolkata. What troubled her was that she didn't feel at peace. Despite being a missionary, the Bengal famine in 1943 and the violence during Direct Action Day in August 1946 further intensified her desire to help those in need. During a train journey to Darjeeling in 1946, Mother Teresa felt a strong inner call to serve the poor of India for Jesus. She sought and obtained permission to leave school in 1950. She established the Missionaries of Charity, adopting a white sari with 2 blue borders as the order's dress on September 10, 1946. Teresa had a profound experience, which she would later refer to as the call within the call. During her annual retreat at the Loreto Convent in Darjeeling, she felt compelled to leave the convent and assist the poor by living among them. This was seen as a divine command, one that she could not ignore without betraying her faith. Joseph Langford, founder of the Missionary Fathers of Charity, noted that although unknown to many, Sister Teresa became Mother Teresa in 1948. She began her missionary work with the impoverished, abandoning her traditional Loreto dress for a simple white cotton sari with a blue border. Mother Teresa adopted Indian citizenship and underwent basic medical training at the Holy Family Hospital in Patna before venturing into the marginal neighborhoods. Before devoting herself entirely to the homeless and hungry, she established a school in model Kolkata in early 1949. Mother Teresa was joined by a group of young women who laid the foundations for a new religious community aimed at helping the poorest of the poor. Their efforts quickly caught the attention of the Indian authorities, including the Prime Minister, on October 7, 1950. Mother Teresa obtained Vatican approval for the Diocesan congregation, which would later evolve into the Missionaries of Charity. In her own words, this congregation would provide care for the hungry, the naked, the homeless, the disabled, the blind, the lepers, all those people who feel unwanted, unloved, neglected by the whole of society, people who have become a burden to society and are rejected by everyone. Mother Teresa's compassion didn't end there. Number 4, he opened his first hospice in 1952 with the help of Kolkata officials, transforming an abandoned Hindu temple into the near Malay Pure Heart Home, which was made available free of charge to impoverished people. The hospice was later renamed Kalat Home of the Pure Heart. Those admitted to the facility received medical care and were allowed to die with dignity following their respective religious beliefs. Muslims were given the Quran to read, Hindus were given water from the Ganges, and Catholics were administered the sacrament of extreme unction. Mother Teresa described this as a beautiful death, where individuals who had lived in destitution could leave this world with love and compassion. In addition, she established a hospice specifically for people with leprosy called Shantinagar City of Peace. The Missionaries of Charity, the organization founded by Mother Teresa, established leprosy clinics throughout Kolkata, offering medical treatment, bandages, and food to those affected as the number of homeless children grew. The Missionaries of Charity also began to take them in. In 1955, Mother Teresa opened the Nirmala Shushu Bhavan Immaculate Heart Children's Home as a refuge for orphans and homeless youngsters. The congregation experienced an increase in recruits and donations, leading to the establishment of hospices, orphanages, and leprosarium across India during the 60s. Mother Teresa then expanded the congregation's reach internationally, opening a house in Venezuela in 1965 with 5 members. Later houses were established in Italy, Rome, Tanzania, and Austria in 1968. Throughout the 1970s, the congregation started houses and foundations in the United States and in various countries in Asia, Africa, and Europe. That's not all. The Brothers of the Missionaries of Charity were established in 1963, followed by a contemplative branch of the Sisters in 1976. Lay Catholics and non-Catholics were welcomed into Mother Teresa's collaborators, the sick and suffering collaborators, and the lay missionaries of charity in response to requests from several priests. Mother Teresa founded the Corpus Christi movement for priests in 1981, and together with Joseph Langford, established the Missionary Fathers of Charity in 1984 to unite the vocational aims of the missionaries of charity with the resources of the priesthood. By 1997, the Kolkata congregation, initially composed of 13 members, had expanded to more than 4,000 sisters, who oversee orphanages, AIDS hospices, and charity centers, globally serving refugees, the blind, the disabled, the elderly, alcoholics, the impoverished, the homeless, and victims of natural disasters, epidemics, and famines. In 2007, the Missionaries of Charity included approximately 450 brothers and 5,000 sisters worldwide, operating 600 missions, schools, and shelters in 120 countries. Number 5. Charity Without Borders. Mother Teresa expressed her identity in various ways. She claimed to be Albanian, by blood Indian, by citizenship, and a Catholic nun by faith. Although she worked mainly in India, she occasionally traveled outside the country for humanitarian reasons. In 1971, she visited Belfast during a troubled time with 4 of her sisters. It is said that she faced pressure from high-ranking clerics who believed that the focus of missionary work should be directed elsewhere. Despite the welcome and local support they received, Mother Teresa and her sisters left the city abruptly in 1973. Was there a secret behind their departure, or did Mother Teresa see something that made her prefer to leave before staying? In 1991, Mother Teresa visited the radiation victims in Chernobyl and the earthquake victims in Armenia, and made her first return to Albania, where she inaugurated a home for the Missionaries of Charity Brothers in Tehran in 1996. The Missionaries of Charity operated 517 missions in more than 100 countries. The number of sisters in the Missionaries of Charity had grown from 12 to serving the poorest of the poor in 450 centers around the world. The first Missionaries of Charity home in the United States was established in the South Bronx area of New York City, and by 1980, for the congregation, had 19 establishments across the country. Number 6, in her search for consolation, her connection with Jesus Christ, his holy face, and his heart. She prayed and contemplated in silence. However, in private, Mother Teresa struggled with doubts and difficulties with her religious beliefs for almost 5 decades. Until the end of her life, she openly expressed a deep uncertainty about the existence of God and the anguish caused by her lack of faith. Does this mean that Mother Teresa was not close to God? Another secret is yet to be revealed. This experience of spiritual aridity, characterized by a night of emptiness, was not unique to Mother Teresa, as other saints, including Thérèse of Lisieux, had similar encounters.